how do you maintain the quality, make sure everything runs smoothly?
You will never reach a point where people are satisfied. People got used to be whining and nagging. In this industry, you want to see yourself as the school principal, but you have to make everyone happy. And no one will ever be happy. You will always be a villain in someone's story. If you see the hospitality in Europe, it's disgusting. If you see the attitude of the French people working in restaurants and in hotels, you think that they related to the president.
I've not had a single person that is successful in Airbnb tell me they're using AI successfully.
When you're broke, all what you can think about is I want to get all of the money in the world and I'm going to be happy. Then you get all of the money in the world and the money will bring you the worries of the world. When you reach that point, you will like, oh no, getting the money isn't now making me happy.
When I was in my 20s, I wanted to be a millionaire. And when I was a millionaire, I wanted to be in my 20s.
All right, Anthony Joseph, thank you so much for doing this with me.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. So when I was moving to Dubai, I saw your face all over the place on Instagram, YouTube, and as I was setting up. So when people ask you for the first time, what do you do? How do you explain that to them?
Sometimes say I don't do anything, I'm a tourist. And sometimes I ask them if they have time for me to list all of the businesses and everything that I do. But just like to keep it very simple, I'm into real estate sales and real estate services, anything related to real estate. Like whenever you think about real estate, I'm the guy to come to.
Yeah.
So we provide everything from sales, leasing, property management, holiday homes, interior design, furnishing, company formation, just like everything. Whatever you can think about related to the industry.
Yeah. So obviously I'm into short-term rentals a lot. And I know you have a big portfolio of short-term rentals. How many units do you have now in total?
Total, the umbrella is like a bit over 900, 920 something.
Yeah,
they change. Some people sell their units. Some people just like change it to 1 year. Some people want to release equity on it. But I mean, like that's the range of 900 plus.
And when you say the total umbrella, do you mean like some are on Airbnb, some are, or what?
Yeah, so basically we have units that they are specifically for daily. We have units that we only rent it for monthly, and we have units that we take a contract anywhere between 6 months to 1 year, which goes under Ijari. So the total portfolio is 900 plus.
900 apartments that you just manage for people, either long-term, short-term, mid-term, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only by the hour that we're not leasing now.
Oh, okay. You don't lease by the hour. You don't have a podcast studio that you lease by the hour. You should start doing that too.
Maybe.
All right, man. That's awesome. But, what's crazy is, I learned that just today, that your biggest business is not all the home rentals. It's the real estate agency, right? Talk to me about how all of this started. When did you start, and what was the first step in getting all of this started?
10 years ago, October 23rd, 2014, I came to Dubai.
From where?
From Lebanon.
And why did you move?
I didn't move. I came here to visit my uncle. Just to spend a week, see my nephews, because I haven't met them, And I came here, fell in love with the city, and I'm like, I'm staying here, I'm not coming back.
Really?
And started my way by joining brokerages. Like when you are a broker in Dubai, you don't have any salary, you don't have anything.
Yeah.
If you're lucky enough, they will give you a SIM card, database, visa, until you get to work.
So that's how you started?
That's how I started, just like hustling. Back then, sales was dead. The market was terrible. So immediately I jumped into rentals. Was doing here and there, but also it was very tough back then. Then I found my way to secure an exclusive project, which everyone told me that I'm mad and this company is huge and there's no way they will even look at you. And you haven't even been in the country for a few months. Who do you think you are to take it exclusive? That I ended up taking 1,500 units exclusive all over Dubai.
Okay, so
to rent it.
Exclusive to rent it.
Yes.
Okay, so you were an agent. Somehow, an owner owned the whole building. They needed to rent it out, find tenants.
They didn't need anything. I pushed my way on them by telling them like, I can make you way more revenue than what you guys are achieving. Allow me to do it, which they rejected me 4 times, and on the 5th time they accepted.
And you did that by renting it out short term?
No, by renting this on a yearly basis.
Okay.
Yeah, and in the summer where it goes like a dead season, I was renting it on monthly. So they used to give me their corporate rates, like really cheap. Let's say, for example, They'll tell me a one bedroom, we can give it to you for 6,000 dirhams. And I used to top it up to 10, 11, as much as I can squeeze it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
these are like midterm rentals.
Yeah,
You were renting
this is
monthly.
only in the summer I was doing those monthly, but throughout all of the year I was renting it for 1 year, getting the checks, getting the passport copy, everything. They used to do the agreement, and I used to charge them 5% agency fee, which is like the normal practice now.
But this is crazy. Now you're new in Dubai. You somehow land a contract to rent out 1,000-unit portfolio.
Yeah.
For who? Who's the owner of this?
I mean, I don't want to speak about
Yeah,
the
no
company
problem.
just for the secrecy.
Of
I mean, like
course.
everyone knows it in the city
Yeah.
where I used to work, you know. But just like I don't want to mention it, but they are let's say they are like the biggest hospitality local group.
Okay.
Let's say it in this way.
So, you know, it kind of resonated with me because when I moved to Dubai, I applied for a job as a real estate agent too, because I just wanted to get in here, start knowing the market. And I thought, you know, I'll just be an agent and maybe then start my subleasing business on the side. But I saw how insanely competitive it was to be an agent. And I was like, okay,
now I'm like this madness.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this. I just want to do my
When I started, we were 5,000 registered brokers.
Okay, so that's
It was nothing.
That's maybe how you managed to land this huge deal, because you were just so.
No, I was very persistent on these guys, and like it's been all of my life. I'm into challenges. Tell me you can do it, and let me show you how I will.
But
do
landing
it.
that,
even though I don't want it,
landing that kind of deal today would be like impossible for somebody 1 year into the market, right?
So what I found out in Dubai, most people talk, very few deliver. So when I was going to this company and giving them proposals about what I will do, and everything, including the marketing plan, including what's my vision for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, they were rejecting me because it was just talk. So I'm like, instead of me giving them proposal, show them how many clients I can get, right? So I started focusing on the buildings next to them, getting these things over there, showing those units and telling them there's a building next door, let me show it to you. Nice. Regardless if they want it or not. Because I wanted to show that sales director that Anthony comes every day with 3-4 clients. It's not just talk. And this is what made them work with me. It's like, this guy is coming every day with people. He must be the real deal. Let's try him out. So they tried me. And then they were like, we would love to sign with you an open exclusivity that no one does. Usually people sign 3 months, 6 months, and then they will tell you it's extendable based on the two parties agreeing. So when they saw how many people I can get, they were like, okay, this guy is the real deal, give it to him. And that's what happens. And I did this for 2 years and a half.
I love it. So when you did that deal, was that a part of the agency you were working with, or were you independent at the time?
And how the same? I joined an agency as a provident. I joined it from day one.
I see. And how did you shift to becoming independent or becoming your own, having your own company?
I mean, like, end of the day, you reach a point where you need to elevate in life. Okay, so I've never enjoyed like me being just a real estate broker. Even like with all of that, the trophies that I got throughout all of the years and the crazy sales I've been doing, I always wanted more. So this is why, like, I spoke to my partner and I told them I want to elevate and I want to create this and that, and this is what I have done. And I mean, until even now, with all of the businesses I have and all of the sales I have, I always feel there's something missing. That's why I'm into like now teaching, learning people how to do it. I want to change the game in Dubai. I want people to elevate. Like, I'm not worried from a competitor. I embrace competition. I'm like, thank you, you exist. It's because of you I need to put 10 times more. You know what I mean? So it's all about your mindset. What do you want to achieve from life? Some people make a sale, they make 1 million, 2 million dirhams commission. They were like, I'm set. They go, spend it all, they come back crying. For me, it's just like, I'll give you an example. I got married on Sunday and Monday I was in the office. I took my honeymoon after 3 months. You know, this is how committed I am to the game. This is how hungry I am to it.
It's kind of what it takes, doesn't it? Like, just being successful is so freaking competitive that if you're not like that, you're never gonna.
Especially in a city like that, you have to be. I mean, like, there's sharks everywhere, and there's morons everywhere. Don't get me wrong. You know, there's But in order for you to stay on top of the game, you have to be like that, because once you let it go, you're out of it. You know.
I want to talk about this a little bit. You got a book, Take Charge and take action.
Yep.
I was thinking about this yesterday. Why write a book? Like in 2024, I was thinking about it, but like you can tell me why. Because I was like, I bet writing a book takes months of
Yeah.
work.
Sometimes way more.
Yeah. And I was thinking, why not just put that energy in making, Instagram videos where you probably reach more people? What inspired you to create these books?
Nothing. I was just too bored at home in the COVID.
That's the
COVID
thing.
hit, and I used to work 16 hours a day, and suddenly I'm in my apartment locked. I have nothing to do. I cannot even go down, walk, So, and I have lots of info in my mind that I need to let it all out. So I just pick up, a pen, piece of paper, and I started writing. And without it, I did 4 chapters. Then I'm like, oh wow, this is nice.
Oh,
So I
that's
told my
cool.
wife, read this. You like it? She was like, that's gorgeous. I'm like, okay. Then I saw a friend later on. I'm like, read this. Do you like it? He was like, I love it. I'm like, there is something. So I did it, launched the book, and I had no idea of the success this book hit. This book sold over 26,000 copies.
No way.
Or 27,000 copies, maybe.
How do you
Yeah.
How did you get it to sell so much? Like you just
To be very honest, I just made a story that I launched my book, and
26.
I'm doing it in the office, and suddenly everyone came. And that day I lost my brain just signing books, taking pictures and stuff. In a day, it hit Amazon top seller in the new category, in the real estate category. It passed Robert Kiyosaki, it passed Grant Cardone. I'm like, oh wow, that's nuts.
Wow.
I have the pictures.
And you didn't do any crazy marketing?
I didn't do any marketing. I just posted and
Yeah.
I put it online on Amazon. And everyone who asked me, how can I get the book? I'm like, the book is on Amazon.
Yeah.
Then I started being approached by local distributor in here telling me, want the book in our library. And today it's into almost 27 or 28 bookstore.
So this book is 109 pages. How long does it take to write this stuff?
It didn't take much, but it just kind of, every writer will hit that, how you call it, that brick wall.
Okay.
It's gonna happen to you because you always have ideas, but you will be having issues by making them flow, because like you have to start the topic, go deep into it, finish it, and tell the audience or the readers that now I'm guiding you to this. So just me doing that for me, I felt it was a bit weird. Like everything I'm writing is beautiful, but how they gonna go together, it felt so. So I reached out to the company that they are the publishers, Passionpreneur. And I told them I'm writing a book. I'm already on, chapter 4, 5, 6, and I kind of need a bit of help. So they put a coach for me that was telling me how to do the titles, the bells and whistles, and all of this stuff.
And help you copyright and fix the text a little bit, maybe.
So this is the process. So first of all, you write the book and you give it to them. Then there will be an auditor looking at it, and they will tell you, okay, which audience are you trying to target? Because in English, you have 3 English languages. You have the American, you have the British, and you have the Australian. Some words, if you're trying to target the American, the Australians will not get it, or it will not make sense to them. So I told them mainly it's going to be in the Middle East. So they saw it, and they gave me recommendation about changing few words. You have the option. Either you can take it or not. Then they will talk to you about the interior design of the book, like the paper, the color, if you want it white or off-white. You can see in the first one it's off-white, the second one is full white. Yeah. So they will tell you about the font. They will show you multiple fonts and you pick which one you like. After they do that, they will give recommendation about the cover.
Yeah.
So they will give you, let's say, 10, 15 examples of covers. You pick which one you like. After that, you agree on it. They will take a permit for you to be an author. You need a permit here from the government. Once you have the permit, everything is done. They will print a book as one sample, send it to you. If you like it, then you can do your 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 copies.
Awesome.
It's all up to you.
Yeah, so because the first book did so well, you're making another one, and you're making the third
second one. Actually, it really smashed it. This one, Take Action, it also hit Amazon top seller immediately. It came as the finalist in the International Book Awards 2024, and it was a winner last week also in the what's it called? Readers' favorite books. It came also as a winner. So it's been smashing it as well. And now I'm going in March to the UK, where they have the biggest book fairs where you can sit down with other authors and readers, sign the books and do the stuff.
Wow, I would never imagine like these like books have
Me
so
too.
much
Like, you know
demand. It's crazy.
how I hated school. Like I've never thought in my life I would write or
Yeah.
read or teach or do all of this. But I
Do
don't
you
know.
do you
Kind
have
of.
an Audible option where you can
I
listen to
have
it?
the Audible.
You read it yourself?
Sorry?
You read it yourself? Are you reading like is it your voice on Audible?
No,
Yeah.
I use someone else to record it.
Okay.
Yeah, because recording it, it's
Takes a
believe me,
while.
it's way harder than even writing it.
Oh, because you have to use a tone of
You have to
voice.
be
and-
in a studio for almost a month, and you have to do it sentence by sentence, and you want to make sure your tonality is the same, starting to. It's very hard. So it's just like you pay someone professional $3,000-$4,000, they will do it for you, and just leave it.
Because you know the first books I ever read was Grant Cardone books.
Yeah.
When I was just 20 years
Which
old.
one?
All of them. I read them
Okay.
all back to
Yeah.
back to back to back to back. They
Yeah.
were just so motivating because he was the one that was reading. The books that were just a random person reading, I didn't feel the connection as much.
Yeah, I get you. you.
But because Grant Cardone was just so motivating.
I love the guy. He's one of my first inspiration. I have a tattoo here. It says "Whatever it takes,"
Really?
which is his slogan. Whatever it takes.
My favorite slogan is massive action.
Yeah.
That he says.
And
That's his.
I met him in Dubai in 2019 when he
Okay.
was here.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
when he came to Jumeirah. So and I'm even in touch with Captain Ryan, his pilot, all the time. You know, and it's like whenever they're in town, we try to meet up. Yeah, he's my first inspiration. Was Grant Cardone.
Me too.
Yeah. I don't know why people hate him, say he's a car salesman.
Yeah.
But I don't know, that aggressiveness in him, this is what kind of fired me up.
Yeah. I feel like now he's, a little bit all over the place, but just in like
Now he's political now. Now he's playing different games.
I
now.
guess so, yeah. But he's the one that started me on my journey, man. Like just reading his books, I just got obsessed, just like laser focused.
Sell or Be Sold, 10x.
10x.
I have like 5 or 6 of his physical books.
Yeah.
I tell you something. And Audible, I have almost 25 books. Every day I go to gym for 1 hour. And that 1 hour I listen to a chapter.
Yeah.
So I kind of finish a book every week.
Nice.
But still, it doesn't trigger my subconscious as much as I flip a page.
I see, yeah.
There's something in it, smelling the paper, kind of. When you're listening to audiobooks, sometimes you go
you just
daydreaming.
go through, yeah.
You take an idea, you go
right.
daydreaming. But once you're reading a book, like this is you're in the zone.
You can't do anything else. You can't think about anything else. Because if you're moving with your eyes over the text, you can't think about anything else.
So you're in the book. That's why I'm an old school. I still prefer even to write it in my handwriting, then I will type it.
Exactly. But let's get back to Airbnb, man.
Yeah.
I want to understand how growing to 300 and then above, how that even works and what challenges you face along the way.
We started the company in January 2019. So we had a decent inventory, let's say 30, 35 units, which back then 35 units makes you profitable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit.
And all of these are management, right?
Yeah,
you take like 15 or 20%.
Yeah, we take 20%. We charge 20% on each unit. So COVID hit and all of the landlords start tripping, calling me, Anthony, the airport is shut. How can you lease the unit? Switch it to long term.
Okay.
Which I've done that. And I was left with 11 units. And most of the employees back then, they went back home to their countries. Okay. So I had no one. And then I met someone and I told her, listen, I don't know how life is gonna go, what's gonna happen now. Because we stayed at home for like 5-6 weeks having no idea what's gonna happen. So I'm like, but if life resumes normally, I wanna build this company again. And I would love to build it with you. And she was like, yeah.
Wait, your wife?
No, this is like the operation director in the company. She's not here, but maybe when we leave this, if she's here, I'll introduce you to her. And that's what happened. Like after COVID, we started bit by bit getting units, and all of the people that I was selling them, I'm like, do short term. I can make you 3 times higher than the long term.
Right after COVID, that was the case, right?
Yeah, and the case was after COVID that most developers were doing crazy payments plans. They were like, we have ready units, just give me 20%, take your keys, the remaining 80% pay it over 5 years, and the 4% registration is waived. So that was like nuts. So I'm like, give me the unit, and I'm gonna make sure all of that post-handover payment plan, I will get you from the lease. So I started getting those.
Damn, so
30,
people
40,
just had to put down 20% and then nothing
take your
more.
keys, that's it. Gone.
And
next
then the
installment
appreciation
after 4 months, 5 months.
Wow, the appreciation, like you're basically paying down the loan just with the Airbnb income in 5
Yeah.
years. That's
And
insane.
also, what helped us a lot that back in the days, the LTVs were 30, 70. So you needed to pay 30
The
and the
loan to
bank will give you
value.
70.
Yeah. Okay.
But in COVID, it was changed. So it became 2080. And for locals, it became 1090. I'm like, happy days. Anyone can be today a landlord. Why you
Yeah.
want to spend your money on rent? Why you want to be a tenant?
Mm.
So that was the shift. Even Emar, man, all of downtown, I remember, all of downtown was sold on 2575. Like October, November 2020, all of these gorgeous units, give me 25%, take your keys. It was mad.
Okay.
So we were selling left and right, and I was telling everyone, I want the units, I'll manage it for you. And also, I thought of something. I'm like, people are scared to come in a holiday homes contract because it's a 1 year. So I made sure by putting a clause that says this contract is open. Any day you wish to cancel it, I don't mind. Just let me honor my bookings. Whatever booking is on it, let me finish it. I'll do deep cleaning, give it back to you. So that gave people confidence that we're not tied up 1 year. Let's test it out. If we like it, we keep it. If we don't like it, we leave it.
Yeah.
And that really made me shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah. You structured it in a way that it was just a no-brainer.
It was a
for people.
win-win for the owner.
So at that time, could you double the revenue on pretty much everything in the prime areas?
Like you can say 2017, 18, 19, the regular return used to be 4-5% in a great day. And I was able to achieve 8 and 9. So you can say, yeah, it was a double.
Why didn't you go the subleasing route like I'm doing right now?
Because I did subleasing, and when COVID hit, it destroyed me.
It's a
Man.
risk.
I lost a lot of money.
Oh, you did.
You know what I mean?
subleasing.
Because you're paying upfront a year, and you cannot tell the owner, oh, by the way, it's a force majeure. Would you refund me 50%?
Yeah.
It's like, nope.
Yeah, dude. If COVID hit right now,
Yeah.
I'd be in trouble,
But
man.
I did a lot of subleasing. I even taught the team how to do subleasing, and now I have few of the team members. They're doing subleasing. Yeah, but because like back then I was invested in it, it was a big punch, you know. So I'm like, you know what? Don't be greedy, man. Just chill.
Exactly.
Take a unit, make 20% or 15%, and it's more than enough.
Okay. If you own an apartment in Dubai and you want to maximize the revenue, you want to be running that apartment on Airbnb and Booking.com. But if you don't want to do that yourself, you have to make sure to pick a good operator. And now I'm finally offering that service with my 2 partners, and that we're managing apartments for other people for 20% of the revenue. So you take 80%, we take 20%, and we really maximize your revenue. We got 17 apartments already, and all the owners are so happy, and we're going into the high season. So if you want us to manage your apartment, book a call with us in the description below. So what I'm super interested in is, because I struggle with this a lot, is, you know, as you grow, how do you maintain the quality and the customer service? Because there's a lot of freaking moving parts in this business. How do you maintain the quality, make sure everything runs smoothly with so many?
And you will never reach a point where people are satisfied. Like, go look to Hilton, Marriott, look at any, go to their websites and see how many bad reviews. They're all over the place. Why? Because people got used to be whining and nagging. Nothing is enough. You will never satisfy people. Like it's nuts. Like it reached a point where before, if I get a bad review, it used to upset me. Now I just laugh. You will never satisfy people. You will always have someone that wants to say something. So the less you are emotionally invested in this, it will be the better for you.
Yeah.
And the more you scale, the more headache you're gonna have. To be very honest with you, my happiest moment was when I had 100 units.
Yeah.
Anything on top of that, just more headache, more nagging, more whining.
Yeah.
That's it.
I see a lot of companies stop around 100. There's a. It seems like to be like a threshold.
Yeah,
100. A
Anything
lot of people
over
stop
more than 100 is just like, it's never satisfying.
Yeah, because I'm feeling this like right now, because I got 40 in Dubai, I got 30 in Iceland. You get to a point you can't do anything yourself. If you try to do anything yourself, you're just a hamster on a wheel. Because you have to train other people to do things.
Can you spend a day without looking at your phone?
No.
You will be too scared, because the second day you're gonna open it, you will like, okay, let me see the emails.
Man.
There must be something. Let me see, there must be something. So yeah, it kind of kills your freedom. And I'm sure the only reason you're doing this kind of work to have that financial freedom. So
Yeah.
don't scale. I'm telling you, don't scale.
Don't
Keep it
scale.
the way it is. 70 is more than enough. Happy
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
Leave it. Unless if you get some kind of inventory where it's really a hot cake and people die to be there, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like back 3 months ago, I told the team, give me all of the revenue of the units. And I saw that the units that they were not performing, I'm like, why it's here? It's costing me listing, it's taking the place for another listing, and it's barely performing. Call the owner, cancel it. I was canceling the units.
Yeah.
Or call the owner, tell him I want to do it for you for a long term. It's not a short-term unit. It will not work. If it used to work last year, this year is not working. The market dynamics are shifting a lot.
Yeah.
In 2021, our most successful unit was Akoya Oxygen, which God knows you need to drive maybe another 50 minutes up the desert to reach it.
Yeah.
But it used to smash it. It used to rent 15,000 a month.
Wait, what location is that?
That's like, it's not even Dubai land. It's beyond Dubai
Is
land.
that like a tourism spot? Is it like a cool destination or something?
There's nothing there.
Nothing there.
Yeah. But there was a bunch of people who used to work in Sharjah airport, and for them it was so convenient to drive, and it was affordable. Villa 15,000 a month.
Many people could stay there at the same
Yes.
time. Okay.
So it used to smash it. Now it doesn't. Beachfront and Blue Waters used to be the kings of short-term rental. Now they're not.
Really interesting. So what I'm super interested in when I come into your office here,
Yeah.
it's like so many people working. Everybody's together on their computers, and it's a massive. It's like an empire you've built.
Big machine, yeah.
And I want to understand like your systems a little bit better. So obviously, people doing the guest communication, you probably have 24 hours. Are they here in the office talking to all the guests?
So in the office they stay until 8, but I have teams on rotation. So I have a shift that starts from midnight and goes all the way to 7, 8 a.m. And then I have people coming here 8, 9 a.m. and they carry on. So it goes into shift. I have client relationship managers and I have the ops. These guys are just all the time available to answer any inquiry. Leakage happening at 4 a.m. I have someone to take on the inquiry, but the maintenance will not come before 8. But at least we tell them, we got the inquiry, we registered the complaint, and someone is coming to fix it.
Someone is listening.
Yeah,
exactly.
always we have people
So are they working at home during the night?
Yeah.
The night shift?
Yeah,
Makes
yeah,
sense. And so I heard you said before you have concierge service. So
Yes,
so
of course.
you check every guest in personally.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you feel like
It
that?
makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Like
Rather than telling someone this is your PIN
Lockbox.
code or this is your Wi-Fi password and this is the unit, if someone is coming and escorting them, it makes a huge difference. And believe it or not, most of the reviews comes from people being happy from the concierge service.
That's the thing, yeah, because it makes it a little more personal.
Our reviews now, Freddie, with our what, 750? Yeah, our reviews, and I can tell you, but yeah, 60-70% comes from the concierge because like people don't want to deal with bots or a chat bot. They want to deal with a human. They want the human interaction.
And they give you a little bit more mercy, I think. Like if something goes wrong, unexpectedly, then you know it's human.
They call this guy. We have something in the apartment. The guy will tell them, "Do not worry. I'll send it to the right team, and someone will contact you right now."
I want to do that so much. I just have self-check-in right now, but I want to do that so much. But what I'm worried about is, the guest, says he's coming at 3 p.m. What if he doesn't come until 6 p.m. and you have this person waiting for 3 hours?
No, it doesn't work like that. So basically, the normal check-in timing, it's anywhere. We're not like the hotels. We don't say 3 p.m. They can check in 9, 10 a.m. We don't care. The regular timing is until 8 p.m. Okay? Now, for the people coming at midnight and 1 o'clock, we just charge them 100 dirhams extra and we give it for that guy. So that guy is happy, and for the talent, it's nothing for him.
Okay.
It's what, $25? It's not gonna break his back, and the concierge will be happy. So he was like, if it's a late checkout, he will be excited, or check-in, he will be excited.
For
I'm
the
making
extra
100, 2, 3, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So you have to keep everyone happy.
I got you.
It's like, let me tell you, in this industry, you wanna see yourself as the school principal, but you have to make everyone happy. And no one will ever be happy. You will always be a villain in someone's story.
Yeah.
That's our industry. Okay. So the less emotionally you're involved in it, the better the life will be.
Okay, tell me a little bit how you keep your staff motivated. How many staff do you have in total, do you think? Just for the holiday
For
home?
holiday
Yeah.
homes, here that I have them as full-timers coming seats in the office, I have 60, and I have another 18 concierge. They are all over Dubai, and in the housekeeping department, we have 27.
And how do you keep them motivated? What's the secret?
Listen, they're alive. They live in one of the most beautiful cities in the world, where we see everything around us, wars and what's happening. They work in such a huge brand that they should be proud saying we work in Prime Stay. And I don't need to make them motivated. If they feel like demotivated, they can just leave, and I bring in new fresh blood. You know, I'm not a psychologist. I'm just giving you a platform where it's so easy for you to work and make money. Either benefit from it or leave the space for someone who wants to benefit from it. Yeah.
I'm so interested right now in like company structures and leadership structures. Like I listened to the CEO of Airbnb, and he was talking about like how he doesn't do any one-on-one meetings with his staff because he feels like it's a waste of time. It's just a person draining his energy on you.
100%.
So he always has at least 2 people in the meeting. Like, what is your structure? Do you have one person?
I used to be the person that listens to everyone, and they, as you said, they used to drain me like all day, just listening to everyone's problem. I'm like, I haven't sent an email, I didn't make a call, I didn't make a viewing, I didn't make anything, and I just listen to this depressed person. That is depressed for no reason. So I stopped doing that, and I'm like, I don't want that. I'm like, now the door is open for any employee for any reason. You don't like it? Don't worry, leave. Don't give me a notice. Leave immediately. You know what I mean? So just like, if you saw the team, they're all 22, 23, 24. These guys have nothing to complain about. They're still not desperate. They're still not lonely. They're young guys who wants to make money and enjoy life. So I try to keep the bracket like that. I bring them. I heavily invest into trainings. Like almost every 2-3 weeks, we have trainings for the team. I see different companies in Dubai and outside of Dubai, what they are doing, and try to do something better. Okay, every month I take them all out to, what have you been doing recently? Laser tags, the shooting. When we did to JBR, we jumped. So we spend time together. Okay, like for example, now on Christmas, I take everyone out and we go all loud. Each party for these guys cost me 30,000-40,000 dirhams. But I'll do it happily because I consider them all as like my little brothers and sisters. No one is allowed to call me Mr. If someone calls me Mr., I shout on them. Call me Anthony, call me Tony, call me AJ. But never call me Mr. or I'm the CEO. I don't do that. And I sit next to each department and I'm tell them like, tell me what's going on, what's the issues you're facing. And I give them ideas. If I was in that position, what would I have done? So I let them also use their mind. Instead of me tell him, okay, this is the solution. No. I would have done this. Maybe you can try to do something similar. I let them use their imagination.
I like
How
that.
would I tackle this issue? Because one day, if I'm not here, I don't want them to call me, hey, I'm going through this, what shall I do? What you should do is what you are being paid for. This is what you should do. Fix it. So you train them how to tackle any issue.
I feel like it's so important. And even if you see they're making like a small mistake, maybe just let them make it.
Of course. Of course.
And learn from it by themselves.
Of course. I tell you something, like they always say that the client is always right. I told them this doesn't work in here. The client will be right if he's right. And do not ever let anyone disrespect you, whoever they are. Whoever they are. I mean, like if we did something wrong, we will happily apologize, we will happily refund, we will happily do whatever. But do not let anyone
They try to walk
you.
over you. These guests, they really do try to.
They feel like if someone came to spend 500 dirhams, that he owns the building. No, it doesn't work.
And the guests, honestly, sometimes they just try to walk over you. It's like a girlfriend. They try to see how much they can get away with.
What's the limit?
And if they can't get away with it, they try to get away with more. But if you set like this, like a standard, somewhere you have to set the line.
I tell you what really upsets me. It's like if you see the hospitality in Europe, it's disgusting. Like Italy, go to Rome. It's disgusting.
Really?
I was paying 800 euros, 1,000 euros, in hotels. And Alantara, It was disgusting
Old
service.
buildings.
Yeah, even when you speak to the people, they give you like they have.
Ah.
I just came from Paris, man. If you see the attitude of the French people working in restaurants and hotels, you think that I don't know they related to the president. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And in here, everything we do for them, like with all due respect, why do I need to buy Pachi chocolate, put it in every apartment? I don't need to. I happily do it because I'm treating my guest the same way I want to be treated. Why do I need to do this and that in the apartment and to have that fruit basket? Those are all extra cost on us. You go to any other Airbnb, they don't have it. We even switched that browser. So now if you go to any of our apartments, you will see a barcode. You will scan it. It's a replica from Deliveroo. Think about the service. You want flowers, you want pharmacy, you want laundry, whatever you want, it's there. And you don't even need to put on your details. I'll catch it from the IP of the apartment. And it's into 7 languages. All of this is super extra cost for me that I'm not even forced to do it. I'll happily do it because I want them to have extra service. So if someone comes to me and say, yeah, there was a bit of leakage under the sink on my bag and I want the, I mean, come on, you know, like I don't tolerate it anymore.
Yeah, I got you. All right, I want to shift a little bit into where you get your bookings from. I'm getting super interested in like, because I'm on Airbnb. I used to be just on Airbnb for a long time. Then I got on Booking.com. That's booming. What is your split like? What's like the split between Airbnb, Booking.com, and then other platforms?
Of course, we can say Booking.com or Airbnb, let's say they come as 80% to be fair from the bookings. And the rest, they are from all sorts of portals. And we also have lots of retainers. Like we have lots of people that came, that they come back immediately, they speak to us, or they tell a friend coming that I use this company, or this is the number of this concierge. So we get the bookings from the concierge.
That's the thing.
He comes to us, is like, this guy is asking me, what do we have in downtown available? Send me the links, we give it to the client, and then they book directly. Yeah, I mean, like, it will be ideal if you go and get out of Booking.com or Airbnb, but they're so established.
So
they're
powerful,
like the
marketing.
titans, you know, like you cannot get out of it. I wish I can save that 21%. Don't tell me about it, yeah?
Yeah. So, okay, you are also have a, okay, I want to ask, what is the most amount of units you've added in a single month?
We onboarded 120 something. It's Joseph who's in charge. He's in the business development department, but yeah, it was 120 something. So I had a big bulk deal that happened a few years ago. We're talking almost like 75 units in Arjan as an area, and the handover came all in the same month. All. So we took that, he did a bit of downtown views, we got in the creek. So yeah, the number is like 120, 130 all in 1 month.
And that bulk deal in Arjan, was that, did you
that
put
was
that
from
on?
the sales few years back, and then the handover came. So because I used to sell off plan only, not secondary market. I used to sell the off plan. So it all came at the same time, the handover, and we just got all of the stock together. Also in the Riviera, in Azizi and Maidan, maybe the previous months, or in September, we onboarded in the 45, 55 units also in one shot.
Nice. And these secondary markets like Arjan, do you create them as midterm rentals? Or?
Listen, Arjan as an area, it's very well known for the medical tourism. It has lots of hospitals and clinics. People fly to do their kind of treatments. Sometimes the treatments take months. So their families cannot pay hotels on a month, you know? So they prefer to take a flat. So usually this kind of properties goes monthly.
Monthly?
Yeah. Okay. Unless if someone is coming and they want something affordable and they are happy being away from a metro, happy being away from the beach, they will say, okay, I want to pay 500-600 dirhams a day, so I'll pick something like that.
So you don't even have them on Airbnb, or some of them you do, maybe? The Arjan
everything
ones.
is listed on Airbnb, but I don't need, if I have, for example, I have 50 units over there, I'll list 2, one bed, 1 2 beds. I keep it this way. I don't need to list like the 50, just changing the color of the theme of the apartment. Blue, gray, beige, you know, it's there.
Yeah. So are you still growing? Are you still like 40 units every month, or what's that like?
With this month we have onboarded 20. Again, I'm telling you, there is lots of owners that they are selling their units.
Yeah.
And some people, they come as end users. So we're like, we don't require the service of holiday homes. We want to use the house ourselves. So we're still onboarding. Yes, we will never stop onboarding. It's like reshuffling.
Yeah.
Some guys, use your service for 1-2 years, and then they will say, okay, maybe I need to try a different company. Then they go try a different company. Then they will come back to you saying, okay, we tried a different company. We're happy being with you.
Really?
Yeah, because I tell you something, between all of the giants in the city, we are the only people that actually speak to the client. Every other company, you're talking to a chatbot. Sometimes you make an inquiry, someone calls you after a day and a half. We're the only company that we answer, yes, what can I do for you? So people like this. They like it a lot. And now they're trying to integrate everything through AI, where AI can be the concierge and give you what you can do in terms of services.
Yeah, I feel like
AI will never take your inquiry seriously.
No, I feel like it's not there yet.
And it
really
will not be
don't.
there. I
No.
mean, even in sales. Okay, you can come into a website and click, and it will show you all of the info about the property. But if that salesperson didn't let you envision your life in that flat, didn't let you see, make you feel as a proud father because your wife has the best kitchen, or I don't know, best dining, and your kids are in, you know what I mean? So sales is based on human interaction and emotion.
I feel like AI should be able to take over the guest communication at some point. But I feel it's definitely not there yet. But I'm just waiting for somebody to do it successfully. If I hear somebody if you would be telling me right now you were using AI and it was successful, I would be like, okay, I got to look into this now. But I've not had a single person that is successful in Airbnb tell me they're using AI successfully yet.
Yeah, it's not there.
So it's
and
not.
I don't think it will ever be there. It can give you all of the info that you require.
Yeah.
Instead of you searching on Google, you can get everything from AI. End of the day, there is requests that you are doing. You need a human to put himself in your shoes in order for them to react. And AI cannot do that. It's a bot. It's programmed.
Exactly. Let's go into the furnishing and cleaning company. You have a cleaning company, furnishing company. Like, you got everything.
Everything, yeah.
Well, okay, before we get into that, I want to understand, like, for me, if I was thinking, okay, I'm going to start my own furnishing company. I'm going to start my own cleaning company. I would just be overwhelmed. I mean, you've been 10 years doing this, but how do you handle all of this?
I used to use companies for everything. So we used to just rent units, period. If they need housekeeping, we used to call this company, the other company. But sometimes they used to be well, and then other times they're overwhelmed with work or inquiries, so they were not coming to the flats. Owners used to think that we are the ones who's not sending the housekeeping. They didn't know that we were using other companies. So I used this company, it wasn't good. I used this, wasn't good. So I always tell myself, oh, this company is shit. This company is bad. This company is the worst.
It's crazy how hard it is to find good providers for anything.
Yes.
Honestly, like, a lot of them are decent, but it's very few that are like excellent in pretty much anything, honestly, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so that's why you created your
You've been here 1 year. You've been here 10 years. I've been suffering for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, instead of me saying this company is terrible, create a company and do it better. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Do you think I learned in university how to sell real estate or how to do Airbnb? I came from advertising and marketing background. I have nothing to do with all of this stuff. But it's life that forces you. It's like, whenever you want to learn something, say, if I am a client, how do I want to be treated? Write it down. This is your business model. Do it. So we started doing the housekeeping ourselves, making sure that we can control it. And then the team became big. So we were like, okay, they still have lots of empty calendar days in the afternoon or in the morning. Let's open it to everywhere. So we started offering residential and commercial housekeeping. And then we started offering other holiday homes.
How many other units do you clean, like, for other people?
Like, I don't count, but we have corporate agreement, like with businesses, that we provide 2 or 3 times a week. And anytime we get a call from a different holiday homes, we see what do we have availability, and we tell them we can provide this time or this time, and we take on the bookings.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't count, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't count the contract, I don't count the unit, because for me, this is not the core of the model. The core of the model is like, I am being relevant? I'm still dominating this industry, or do I have a competitor? If I have a competitor, what they are doing better than me, okay, great. But now I can confidently tell you in Dubai and humbly tell you that everyone copies us. And you cannot imagine how many people from different companies call me and say, today we were having a meeting with the MD or the CEO, and he was saying we want to start our own holiday homes company and duplicate Prime Stay. Even some guys, they wanted to duplicate our colors, man, the blue and the yellow.
So you mean like real estate agencies that are selling apartments?
All of them now.
They want to
Every real
start-
estate company started their own holiday homes companies. And in every company, I know people, and they call me like laughing about it, like these guys are copying you, man. They just said it today. I heard it today. Even 2 weeks ago, I got a call from a guy that I haven't seen for 6 years. And he was like, I was in a meeting today. He's an architect. He has nothing to do with the industry. And he was like, there's this huge company that came to Dubai, and they starting with 200 units, and they were saying we need to duplicate Anthony's model. And he was like, I felt proud because I know you, so I thought of calling you and letting you know. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not that happy, man. With all of this competition, they're destroying it.
Yeah.
Like, you are doing subleasing yourself, right? I put my number on the listings in the summer where the operation director was traveling. So I was taking the inquiries myself. Every broker in the country is calling about the unit to say, would the owner allow subleasing?
Yeah.
I'm a broker myself and I want to sublease it. I'm like, these guys are subleasing 3-4 units a year. They have zero cost.
Yeah.
Whatever they want to put on marketing, which is nothing. They are destroying markets. Some companies are opening by telling the owner, okay, come, I'll do it for you for 10%. They don't have high cost, but they will not make money. The owner will not make money, and then they will say holiday homes in Dubai is terrible.
Yeah.
So they're kind of damaging it.
Yeah.
And it was so many times I just wished that I know that we are in a free kind of economy and everyone can open a business, but maybe before giving that license, just making sure that the operator or the director have few years into hospitality.
Yeah.
Because some guys call me, say, we just got our license, would it be possible for you to train us how to do it and we will pay you whatever you want? I'm like, how did you get a license of a business that you don't know nothing about?
Yeah, it's honestly, it's crazy. Just since I started 1 year ago, how many hundreds of holiday home licenses have been given out?
Yes, it's thousands now. I think there's
Maybe.
2,000 companies in the country.
Yeah.
And this is very small city. There's over 2,000 licenses.
So what do you think? Do you think the government should like put like tougher restrictions on who gets the license? Do you think so?
I think they should give it to people with experience.
Yeah.
Because end of the day, when you are working in the city, you're presenting yourself, you're presenting your parents, you're presenting your ethics, and you're presenting the city.
Yeah.
So once you screw up, it's not like you're screwing up as a business person. You're damaging all of the 4 aspects.
Yeah.
This is why I prefer if they make sure, for example, let's say someone used to be a sales director in a big chain. He said, okay, I don't want to be an employee for the rest of my life. I want to start my own. He has 3, 4, 5 years of experience into hospitality. He's an added value. But if someone just say, oh, you know, Airbnb business is booming, let me get my license, and just come in and screw himself and the competitors, people will say, okay, the model in the city is wrong, or it's a scam, or it's fishy, you know? So yeah, I prefer if they tightened up a little bit more than this.
Yeah. One thing that we can give them is like there's a cost to entry. Like getting the license is like, I don't know,
20,000 dirhams.
Yeah. Is that like $6,000,
$6,000,
something like
yeah.
that? So that is definitely like a little bit of a barrier of entry, but still, it's
I wish I still pay 20,000. Now with our inventory and the employees, we're over 100.
We're over 100.
100,000 the license.
It
But
was-
the license, the more employees you have and the more units you register, it
so-
changes.
so you have to-
20,000 is your entry.
Okay, so now when you renew your license every year, you have to pay like
It's
100.
higher. Each year is higher, 15%,
Because you
18%.
got so many
because there
employees.
are so many properties and employees
I
and
didn't
visas.
know that.
Yes,
Oh.
it's coming to you.
Okay. All right, I gotta take that.
Put
into
some savings on the side.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's same into real estate. Like when you start a real estate company, you pay like 20, 25.
Yeah.
And then once you have 50 employees, you pay 30. And then eventually you reach a point where you pay 150 to 100,000 a year for it.
Yeah. I gotta put some money aside for that, I guess. But so your main business, correct me if I'm wrong, is the real estate agency.
It's everything. It's
That's
just like
the
they
main
all
thing.
come together. It's
Okay.
just like I have a son and a daughter, and I love them the same. You know what I mean? It's the same because at the end of the day, I got the client for a holiday homes, and this client can be a client for me to sell. And after I sell him, maybe he wants to do a company. Then I will sell him the service of the company formation. And after he do the company formation, maybe he will need a business loan. So I will get him that loan from the bank, which I'm making money like the circle.
You got a company formation company as well?
I have everything.
That is crazy. Man.
Everything. I'm telling you, I
That's
don't
crazy.
even know what I have in terms of
What
business.
the
Like
hell?
any service, it's just like washing cars in the parking. We don't do that 20 dirham washing. We don't do that. But every other business has been there because
That's
you
wild.
need to have that ecosystem where the
Yeah.
client comes and he's staying with you for the rest of his life.
Exactly.
Let's say, okay, again, I got him the business loan. The business is doing great. And tell him, okay, listen, I have a big opportunity for you. He was like, I would love to, but I'm not liquid. No problem. I'll get your unit. I will release equity on it. Get the 70%, and we will buy this. Ah, can you do that? Yes, let me do that. So
Yeah.
it's the circle. You know
I
what I
see.
mean? So all of the businesses for me are the same.
Yeah.
What I enjoy, it's not the businesses, it's the reaction on people's faces
Yeah.
when I solve all of their problems.
One thing I just thought about now that I want to ask you, since you've been in the market for so long. So what I do in Iceland is I buy apartments and cabins sometimes with seller finance. So I get a 70% mortgage from the bank, and I get the seller to lend me 30% for 5 years. So I get the property, no money down.
Yeah, no doubt.
Is it possible in Dubai?
I'll tell you how it's possible. That playing with the evaluation, doing like let's say fake MOUs. That's
Okay.
how it works. So let's say a property is worth $1 million. You make an MOU that he sold it to you for 1.3 million. You already paid him that 300,000, and you're looking to mortgage this.
Okay.
Yeah. So when they do the evaluation, you can always tell the evaluator, just help me out by top it up a bit. And even in some cases, the banks also will pay your 4% DLD. You know that?
Really?
Yeah, they will tell you this is on a side. We're gonna give you a credit card for it. So we will take care of the full of it, and the 4% you paid from the credit card, and you return it. So there is always ways of doing so, but again, you have to play with the numbers.
Yeah. Because for me, like obviously when you have the skill of maximizing the revenue for an apartment, you can take on such a bigger mortgage. Because you can.
I mean, if your installment is, let's say, 4,000 dirhams a month,
Yeah.
and you're securing 6, you're paying the installment, you're still
Exactly.
making. This is a business now.
So if I would find a way to get like 95% financing on a unit that I know I can have the income cover all the expenses, that would be crazy.
Yeah, of course. I tell you something. In here, it's not only the income you're having yourself, it's the income that you get from the property. So the banks, they will take it all as a bundle, put it together. They will see the 6 months bank statement. Whatever that number is, they will give you times 40.
Okay.
Which is crazy.
Okay.
You do a bit of it, you release equity again from the money that you injected, and you buy more properties. And that's how you create portfolios. Like, this is how I started investing myself. Like, I paid for 4 units fully, and all of my portfolio is being paid from leveraging. It's all leverage.
So let's, if you're comfortable, like how many apartments have you invested in yourself that you hold in
Personally,
your,
I have over 30 worldwide.
Worldwide. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you just present that portfolio to the bank and say, hey, it's valued at this much. Can you give me a 70%?
70%, and they give it to you cash, and you put it wherever you want.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and lots of times also negotiated with developer. Listen, why would I give you 1 million for 1 unit? Take 1 million for 3 units. Give me a payment plan 20/80, 5 years post. Take the money from the lease and just injecting it. I reach a point where I let my ready stock finance my off-plan stock.
Okay.
So building. So each year adding 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4.
Do you feel like that some like lenders are willing to push the valuation a little higher than it really is?
Of course.
Really?
All of them, they do it.
Really?
All of them, they will
And they're
do it.
happy to do it? Like
If
they
you
want?
give them a nice gift, yes.
Okay.
That's how life is. You know? Like we should be honest. Like there's nothing hidden about it. Like it's a favor. Because end of the day, that evaluator, it's not his money.
Okay.
He has a fund. They have this money, and they will tell him this is the maximum you reach. So he will look at the property and he will see, okay, this property, for example, it's 1 million, but there has been a transaction for 1.2. There has been a transaction for 950. You know what I mean? So he can put it 1.35, 1.4. It's not gonna break his back. But for you, it will allow you to enter. And once you have this, it's gonna encourage you to have more.
Yeah.
So it always works, and it always happens. Very few times that you see an evaluator tell you, no, this is our final price. It's 967,000 maximum. Very few times.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. So turning into like buying properties in Dubai, I get so many people asking me like, what's the best place to buy? What's the, and I know very, little about purchasing real estate. So can you tell me, why do you think Dubai is a good place to invest in real estate?
Your money is not to your pocket. That's the first thing. Like the income you're getting from the property, if it's a rent, it's not to your pocket. There is no tax. Capital gain is not to your pocket. And the capital gains in Dubai, they are not just like Europe in a stable market where you make each year 1.5%. Dubai, when it hits, it hits. Like I can tell you my properties that I bought pre-COVID in 2000, I started in 2018, by the way. 2018, 2019, and 2020, I've done over 400% on my money, which is ridiculous. Like I'm not even believing the offers that I got. So I started offloading units where I felt these have maximized. Okay, like 300, 400%. How high can it go? That's it. That's the ceiling. Get out of it. I'm very liquid now. I'm waiting for opportunities, because like the best way to do it in real estate to always be liquid. You never know when you get a call from this client saying, listen, I really need cash. I want to sell it today. I'm like, yeah, I can buy it for you personally, but I have only this much. Would you accept? And most of them, they say yes. Like I bought units cheaper than cars. I swear, I'm not kidding. But they had situations, and then I flipped it and I made, I don't know, triple up on it.
So it's like people that really needed their money like right now, and you had it ready.
Because tell you something. So when we are today in 2024, let's say January 2025, you bought a property off plan which is handing over in 2029. In 2025 January, you're liquid, your business is amazing. God forbid, after 2 years, for any reason, this is not the case, or you get laid off from your work. You have paid 50% during construction, 50% on handover. You don't have a job, the property is ready, developer wants his money. You cannot take a mortgage. You cannot do anything.
You need to pay
what
or
would
get
you
rid
do?
of it.
Because developer by law is allowed to take the 60% and not refund you a dirham. So you were like, okay, rather than me losing all of the 50, let me lose 15 and revive 35.
Yeah.
If you liquid that day, you will benefit from that position.
Of course.
You know what
I
I mean?
didn't realize that.
That's how you should see it. Because on handovers, because people get encouraged for off plan. Oh yeah, it's so easy. I just need to put down 14% and the property is mine.
Yeah.
No, you have a little bit of a fraction of a property. Property is not yours. It's still for the developer. It's registered under you.
Yeah.
But you cannot even sell it unless you pay 30%.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm telling you, like, always be liquid in Dubai.
Yeah.
Any property is a good property. Now, there is types. If you're looking to hit mega capital gain, always be on the beach. This is where most properties, like, you buy it on a price, when it hands over, it shoots 20, 25%. If it's branded, maybe it can shoot to 30%. If you're looking to have those steady cash cows, JVC, JVT, those areas are amazing. They don't do great capital gain, maybe 10, 15%, but each year they will make you 9% without a headache. You know the money is coming there. And if you're looking to get capital gain and great return, you have to look into raw areas. This is what I call the mid-term to the long-term investment. For example, Dubai's house. I've been talking about it from 2020. Everyone told me I'm crazy. Whoever bought over there smashed it. Once they announced the Palm Jabal Ali, even Jabal Ali Hills, they used to sell plots for 60 dirhams a square feet. Today is 240. That's 400% on your money. But you have to believe and you have to know the data, what's coming. Port Rashid is smashing it nowadays. Ras Al Khaimah, prices are ridiculous. 7,000 dirhams a square foot. You know that some people bought for 500 dirhams a square foot? This guy made the gain, but he invested years before this happening. So always make sure you have the proper data, proper news, what's coming in this area, to see if it has a future or not. And based on all of this, you make your thesis and you invest.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I keep hearing about like distressed sellers. I never really understand like why is he so distressed until you made that explanation right there. Makes total sense. But so how many brokers do you have in your agency that are selling apartments for the company?
And the brokers, we have total between primary market and secondary market around 300, and there's another 50 to 60 people that they are the admins. So you have like the conveyancing department that they do all of the paperwork.
This is
the
a
MOU,
huge company.
Yeah.
So
and we're not the biggest. There's companies here, they
Yeah.
have 500, 700, and some they have more.
But you're like top 5, top 10
Yeah,
at least.
yeah. I mean, like we kind of specialized in the primary market, which is the off-plan, and we smashed it. We've been coming in the top 20 companies for the past 6 years every quarter.
Yeah.
Our secondary market is good, but it's not competing in the top 5 companies. There is top 5 companies that they were established from 2012-13. They kind of like dominated the area.
Yeah.
So our guys can hit snips, can steal from them few units, but these guys have the domination.
I see. So the agents, do they obviously just work on commission? Do they get like 50% of the sale?
It depends on what they have brought to the company. So when they start with 40, and their maximum they will end up with 60. The ones that we call them as the low hitters, they're 50,000 a month. And if he doesn't make 50,000 a month, it's not feasible for us to have him.
Really?
Because each seat is costing 28,000 dirhams between his visa, between the marketing that he needs, between videography, between the ads that you need to put on Instagram, Facebook, all of the meta ads, then you have the Google ads, then you have the mass emailing, then you have the mass SMS that you're doing. So there's a lot of money involved and lots of CRMs involved and lots of tech applications. We got the Magic Genie, that does him all of the reporting of an area in 5 seconds. And he sent it to the client, and the client will like, wow, man, this guy has been spending 4 or 5 hours to give me this report. This is crazy.
But he doesn't realize it's automatic.
He doesn't realize how much stuff and money is being spent for this result to come.
But how do the agents work? Are they cold calling? Do they get leads from advertising?
I hate cold calling. And I tell people, don't cold call.
Really?
Don't cold call. Don't cold call. Like, at least if you want to do a cold approach, send them a report of the same property that they have, what it has been performing in terms of sales and rental for the past 3 months to 6 months. Let the guy see this report. If he replies to you by saying, oh, I have this unit, do you think you can achieve more? You just broke the ice. You can call him, speak to him. But just imagine now someone is cold calling you. You're doing a pod, man. You don't have time to look at your phone. Imagine if someone is calling someone and God forbid, he has a family member sick. He's gonna pick up the phone, thank God you called me. He's gonna tell him,
yeah, I told you I worked in a real estate company for a couple of months when I moved here. They had me gave me a list, and I just had to call through
everyone, and everyone will tell you, fuck you, don't call me again. So how would you like it? You will say, man, this is not real estate. This is telemarketing. You can hire a company in India. You pay them $5 a day and let them call these guys. Brokerage is way bigger than this. You need to know your area. You need to know the attraction points. You need to know what's the nearest hospital, what's the nearest school. So when you get a family and he has this question, you cannot tell him, let me find out, I'll come back to you. No, you need to tell him there is school ABC, there is this hospital here, there is this public transport. You need to be an area expert for people to pay you.
Exactly.
You're being paid.
Service,
So you need to give that value. You cannot be just, let me see, let me call my manager. You're representing, again, yourself, your family, your parents, and the city, and the company. You cannot mess it up.
Makes sense. So I'm looking at this YouTube thing over there. 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. You got a big following on Instagram as well. What's your main reason for creating content?
It's something we spoke about earlier. It's coming on the 3rd book. I was in the UK. We started doing road shows back in 2019. So we used to fly from here to London, do road shows for Shoba Heartland. They have an office in Mayfair, and Damak has an office in Knightsbridge. So we go there and we invite people to come to the sales center and we show them the properties and sell them. So all of my life I've been hearing about London, or how fancy and majestic London is. When I went there, I was staying in a very big hotel, I'm not going to mention the name, paying £200 a night. Back then, in 200 pounds, you could have stayed in Burj Al Arab. So that hotel was very basic, even though it's a very big international name. I went to the room, it was so tiny, and I'm not that big of a guy, you know. I couldn't even fit in, and it smells like fish, fried fish. And there was like a separating door between me and the guy next door. He was drunk as and he was singing I Made It My Way. And I'm like, I cannot be in here.
Yeah.
So I went down the reception and I said, hi, this is what I'm going through. You know what was her reaction was? She was like, sir, it is what it is. Like, if you don't like it, you can leave.
Yeah.
I was furious. So I went out, I picked up the phone. I'm like, so everything we do to you in Dubai, we spoil you, we pick you up from the airport, you have the best rooms, and you still whine and nag about Dubai, and this is the service, the shit service that you have in the UK. I was so upset and I posted it.
Okay.
And I started getting crazy comments, man. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Thank you for talking about this. And I got lots of messages from people telling me you should do more of this.
Was that on YouTube or Instagram you posted?
It was on Insta.
This was one of your first like
first video
viral?
ever.
Okay.
It wasn't viral. It was first video ever. My Instagram, it used to be only images.
Okay, yeah.
And then the second day, I have this habit. Any city I go to, I go check the real estate prices. Everywhere. So I went and I saw, man, the prices were like £1 million for a small studio. And for £1 million, you could have bought a Sidra villa in Dubai Hills Estate that you only need to pay 60% and 40% you pay it on post-handover payments. And I'm like, so you're paying £1 million here happily for, I don't know, 25 square feet. And in Dubai, you're getting these mansions and you still don't like it and nagging and whining about it. And I posted and I got a beautiful feedback. So I'm like, there is something into this. So I made a story and I said, I'm gonna be Saturday and Sunday in Mayfair. That's the address. And welcoming all of you to come check our latest offers in Dubai.
Okay.
And people start coming by saying, we're here for Anthony. But these guys, I've never called them on the phone to invite them. So I tell them, how do you know about this? We're like, we saw your story. So I'm like, man, this is free money. This is free money. There's something big. Immediately came to Dubai, posted a story. I'm looking for a videographer. And I got few and I started filming and I never stopped.
Wow. What year was this?
I started in either September or October 2019.
Okay, yeah. So you've had, you started early.
Yeah.
Well, not really.
Early,
not for Instagram.
Yeah, not early, but
No.
I mean, like, always
You've
my
been
content,
doing this for a while. So
my content is different. I don't do the goofy, stupid stuff that you see to get the views. I prefer to get 100 views by me giving proper data and information and being valuable than me looking like a clown just to get 1,000 views. No, I'm not into that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how powerful this is. Like I realized, I thought to myself, like, okay, I'm just gonna take videos of whatever I'm doing. I'm just gonna post it. See what happens. Third video I made, 300,000 views.
Yeah.
Fifth video, million views. I'm like, what is going on?
When you reach out, I just like flipped to the reels. When I saw the numbers, I replied, I said, I would love to do the podcast. If I didn't see that you have this, I wouldn't do it because lots of times I get invited to pods. When I go there, I see the host shaking. Or he was like, oh, sorry, it's my second time. I'm like, yeah, why you're inviting me then? Go train, and then come back. So when I saw that your social media content is beautiful, I told you I would love to do the podcast.
Thanks,
and
man.
basically your social media speaks about you more than before you introduce yourself.
Yeah.
You can tell what this person is before you speak.
You're building trust at scale. Like you're automating building trust.
Yeah.
Because people can just look at you, get to know you
100%.
so fast.
100%.
Yeah. All right. So the last topic all right, one more thing. How do you deal with like hate and jealousy on Instagram? Because I see you on Instagram. You're not afraid to flex your
what, cars, stuff,
just like a lifestyle a little bit. Like I feel a little bit ashamed. Like when I'm feeling I'm a little bit cocky, I feel like I gotta stop being cocky, But how do you feel about
Bro,
it?
be you.
Yeah.
You. Whoever is gonna hate you will hate you if you're walking, if you're in a bus, or if you're in a private jet.
Yeah.
Be you. Just do you.
Yeah.
Whoever is hating is just a loser, man. Have you seen a more successful person dictating
Hating
you?
on,
He
yeah.
doesn't even have time to look at you, man. He's
Exactly.
doing his own stuff.
For
So
sure.
whoever is hating, they're not hating you. They're hating their faders.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
This I got to know in 2016, where I started flying in the office and my friends stopped talking to me. And I'm like, why? I've been helping everyone. I've been the nicest guy all of my life.
So when you started flying,
In terms of doing business
Okay, yeah, yeah.
deals. And then,
then
I'm
they
like,
stopped talking
then
to you.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
get it. We have the same resources. We have the same laptop. We have the same phone. We have the same everything. I'm closing this much. They're not closing this much. Of course, they will hate me
Oh, yeah.
because I'm the proof that anyone can do it. So they will hate me. I'm an intruder. My mentality is different. I'm not into alcohol. I'm not into partying and passing out. I'm into making money. This is what's triggering me. So you elevate in life. Then you get another group, then you elevate, then you elevate, and the hate on the internet will always be there.
Exactly.
If someone got balls, let them hate you in your face and say something bad. It never happens.
Never
They will
happens,
wait for
yeah.
you to leave to start talking about you.
Yeah.
But in commenting, it became so easy. Yeah, you can comment something. Who cares?
Exactly.
For me, I just like swipe, block, swipe.
Yeah.
Blocking for me is like stepping on a cockroach. It's so easy. Just like next.
I
Yeah.
got you. All right, last topic I want to talk about is you told me you live in Lebanon most of the time. What do you feel?
This is just recently because I
Okay.
started my construction business over there.
What do you feel like the difference is between living in Lebanon, Dubai, and why do you choose to live in Lebanon? What's your thoughts on all this?
Lebanon life is easier. It doesn't have this city life. It's not in New York. It's not. You know what I mean? It's chilled. I feel like this is where I get most of my creativity. Because I have time to think, to see, to adapt, to rotate, to whatever. In Dubai, I feel like I'm just like from the second I open my eyes until I try to sleep, I'm constantly doing multiple stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm splitting my time now between here and there. There I have to be there because, as I said, I started my construction business, and if you're not on top of the stuff, everyone will steal from you. So you have to be there. Okay, and at the same time, I come here, check on the businesses, check on the team, check on everything, enjoy driving fast cars, and go back, which I don't drive the fast cars over there.
In Lebanon?
In Lebanon,
Why
yeah.
not?
I'm more into 4x4s over there, you
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the roads are not as beautiful as Dubai. There is bumps, there
I
is
see.
holes, there is stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And here it's like, I don't know, this is where like I'm always suited up and always have that serious face, where over there you will see more of the
Chill.
fun, friendly Anthony.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like two characters.
I see.
Yeah.
So my feeling is like moving from Iceland to Dubai. It's obviously it's a different planet. Okay. And in Dubai, what I like so much is one, just the mentality of everybody. Everybody's grinding. Everybody, you know, if you're just psychopathic on a grinding mode like I am, you're not going to be judged by everyone. In Europe and Iceland.
Yeah.
And the second thing is just how you can automate everything. You know, just like the haircut comes to your place, the food, everything. So convenient. And
Absolutely.
I can, like,
but this makes you lazy as well. Don't get used
Really?
to it. Still do stuff yourself.
But
I still drive to a pharmacy. I don't like to call the pharmacy to come in because if you're just sitting and calling everything, I mean, what's the point? You can have an AI to do everything for you. You just breathe. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Don't let this get to you. It will make you be lazy. Don't do it.
So here's my point. Okay, so I right now I could never imagine moving back to Iceland. But every time I talk to somebody that's been in Dubai for a long time like you, it feels like they're over it. They get over all of this luxury and they enjoy going back to the UK
Listen,
or whatever.
I'll tell you something. When you're broke, all what you can think about is I want to get all of the money in the world and I'm going to be happy. Then you get all of the money in the world and the money will bring you the worries of the world. So when you reach that point, you will like, oh no, getting the money, what isn't now making me happy? What's making me happy is the little stuff. It's the talking together. It's just like having a human interaction or belonging to a community, or you know what I mean? But I cannot tell you now this. You have to experience it by yourself. But the more you elevate in life, you will have your millions. You will reach the stars. Doesn't matter. But later on, you will like, but I didn't enjoy the result. I enjoyed the journey. I enjoyed the success year by year by me changing as a person, by changing my mind, by becoming stronger, tougher, and stuff. But that money isn't like that's it. This is not the final answer. It's great. It's gonna give me an amazing life, but there is more into it. And then you feel like you kind of need to belong somewhere. And maybe this you can find it back home or in a different country, I don't know. But in here, I don't find like you can create so many friends. In here, everything is more about business or business friendship. And something I can tell you after experience, I'm 40 years old. The friends that you, like your childhood friends, the one that used to be tight from school all the time together, this will be the only ones that they will remain all of your life. And everything in between, like if you will be lucky to have people that they will stay with you for the remaining of your life, you're a lucky person. Yeah. I mean, each one to his own, you know. Some people will never go back home. Some people will say, okay, I came to Dubai for a purpose, 4 or 5 years to make this amount. I want to go back. Each one to his own.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, AJ. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you for the
learned a
beautiful
lot from you.
podcast. Thank you.
Great conversation, man.
Thanks.
Good
Man.
stuff.
Thank you.